So we're going to focus in on the Fort Greene area. This is Fort Greene in the center here. You can see it, Fort Greene Park. And around Fort Greene, the black dots, I believe are not Class 1 property. I made this map many years ago. So it is not as of today, but things don't change too much in property tax. So it is still valid. Now, each dot represents a property. And if it is blue to red, the scale, there's a tax rating on that. And it is scaled, it is shown in blue meaning very low undertax and red meaning at the limit of the assessment ratio. Undertax, just by their definition, the Department of Finance, has to do with the assessment ratio and how close you are to the limit of the assessed value over the market value. And the assessed value is some number they make up, and it's fractional assessment, and the courts seem to call it, instead of assessment ratio and assessment, they seem to be calling it fractional share, which is very confusing because there's a whole nother part of the tax system which is fractional and the share system. So be very careful when you're listening to the oral argument for the Tenney case. The judges seem to be not very well informed about property tax in New York City, for example. So let's zoom in, and the point here is you see the predominant color is blue. So that means that if this property tax proposal of the advisory commission passed, all this blue would go up because it is under assessed due to the what the court calls the 305 caps. And the judge asked a question which absolutely made no sense to me, is of course you can calculate the real assessed value. Everything has uniform assessed values because the law has that. But the caps require that the effective tax, or the effective assessed value, the one that counts towards your property tax, is much lower. So it doesn't matter that the assessed value is uniform, because that's not the one they use for the property tax. Nobody's getting taxed on that one. And one of the things I want to show here is if you zoom in, let's just take a random street like Waverly. Claremont, you see here, and Waverly. Let's see here, Waverly. And this is made a long time ago when I was trying to figure this stuff out. But finally, people are waking up. And you'll see here that there's pockets of higher tax, because the closer you get to red and less blue is higher tax. So you can see here, and I believe there's some other properties like maybe different classes here, maybe, because these I think are, oh, this is a school, I believe. Yeah, Burns Hall. So those don't count at all because they are part of the college and St. Joseph's, and they don't pay any tax. So here I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and all the blue are people that should be contacted because their property tax will go up 100 to 900% due to these proposals. And if we keep zooming out, you'll see there's a lot of bluish color here. It's not a lot of red. If you zoom out too much, then it's not able to color code it. But if, as long as you stay at a certain zoom level, you can color code it. Now, as you move out of Fort Greene, you see that's the Fort Greene area. If you move out of Fort Greene, like see, this is closer to the Navy Yard, and there's not a lot of private property there, I guess. And I'm surprised there's even anything, because I thought it was all owned by the government. But maybe this is not exactly the Navy Yard. Let me see if I can find the Navy Yard here. I apologize. I'm trying to go slow so it doesn't zoom out, doesn't lose the color coding. Yeah, maybe the Navy Yard. Here's Bedford. Oh, wait a second. So we're way up in Williamsburg. Yeah, the Navy Yard is over here. And that's all blank because it's all owned by the government, obviously. And obviously, at that point, Williamsburg is filled with underassessed, also Bed-Stuy and Bushwick also is going to be. This pocket here, I believe, it's so hard to understand without. Let me zoom out. It's hard to understand. This is the pocket. This Maspeth area is the pocket that I think people don't want to live, right? Because it's the sanitation area. Okay. So the point is, there's a lot of allies that want to know about the property tax proposal in the Fort Greene area, also Park Slope, also Bed-Stuy, also basically all of North Brooklyn. So peace out. Thank you.